Mrs. Kern and Mrs. Hammerstein were at a party one time, and Mrs. Kern was talking about Mr. Kern's Old Man River. And Mrs. Hammerstein said politely but very pointedly, Mr. Hammerstein wrote Old Man River. Mr. Kern wrote Dum 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 Dum. Irving Berlin was born in Russia in 1888 to a Jewish family. They moved to the United States when he was 5 years old. His musical education was primarily Tin Pan Alley in New York. George Gershwin was a first-generation Russian whose parents were Ukrainian Jews. Leonard Bernstein was the son of Ukrainian Jewish parents. And now that immigration is so much in the news today, we wonder, these giants of music, what would American music be like without those three just magnificent composers? George Gershwin described Berlin's compositions. I won't say it once that, frankly, I believe that Irving Berlin is the greatest songwriter that has ever lived. Well, that's quite a compliment. Of course, Gershwin wrote Korean Bass, from which Summertime, of course, is one of the very famous examples. One of the other songs from that show that I really, really love, that is not heard so often, is My Man's Gone Now. And that wonderful, It Ain't Necessarily So. It ain't necessarily so. The things that you're liable to read in the Bible, they ain't necessarily so. And that wonderful line, which I think is about as clever as any that I know from musical theater. Oh, Jonah, he lived in the whale. Now, Jonah, he lived in the whale. For he he made his home in that fishes as omen. Oh, Jonah, he lived in the whale. All of that is George Gershwin. What is a typical song from any of these composers? I don't know that there is any typical song, because they wrote in such a great variety of styles and different moods and everything. I would say that for Irving Berlin, the song that is most quintessentially Irving Berlin is probably God Bless America. And I remember hearing Kate Smith sing that on the radio. And I think it was the late 30s or certainly the 40s. And I heard that song and I said, that is really one hell of a song. When you hear Kate Smith belting out God Bless America. I had no idea who Irving Berlin was at that time. But I realized that was really, to have a song like that to have been written by somebody who was born in Russia and moved to the United States. That's really quite something. At any rate, the song we're going to sing today is from Irving Berlin. It's called You're Just in Love. It's got counterpoint to it. And I want to talk a little bit about counterpoint. Of course, to many of you, you realize that is two independent but complementary melodies sung or played at the same time. And this is one of Irving Berlin's best examples of that. But in addition to that, my favorite arranger over there picked out a motif in the lyrics of the song, and where Christy sings "Stars That Used to Twinkle in the Skies," and Dale has added "Stardust, Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, Catch a Falling Star. Would you like to swing on a star? The Star-Spangled Banner, stars fell on Alabama, and you are my lucky star." All of that is worked into the accompaniment. So if you want to talk about counterpoints, this is about the best example of any contrapuntal compositions I think that I've ever heard. Okay, Christy and I are going to sing You're Just in Love.
You're not sick, you're just in love.
Thank you.